I declare the commencement of the ceremony for the conferment of degrees, session 1.
Jomo Kwame Sundram.
To Chancellor, Jomo Kwame Sundram is a prominent economist and scholar who has been writing critically on the political economy of development for over 4 decades. He has received awards for his work, including the 2007 Wassily Leontief Prize for advancing the frontiers of economic thought. Born of mixed Indian-Chinese parentage in Penang at a time when much of Asia and Africa was striving for independence, he was named after 2 anti-imperialist freedom fighters, Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya, who had been detained a few weeks before he was born, and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. Kwame actually means born on a Saturday, which his parents did not know, as he was born on a Thursday. His father had a distinguished military record in Europe, Africa, and Asia during the Second World War. On his return to Malaya, his father was active in the cooperative, labor, social welfare, and anti-tuberculosis movements. His mother, who had just lost a lung to TB at 14, worked in a school for the blind and volunteered for women's support groups. Thus, inspired from an early age, Jomo has long spoken up for the exploited and oppressed, especially in Asia and Africa. He has been a strong advocate of progress and development and of human and labor rights, besides opposing corruption and other abuses. He has refused to be intimidated despite a 250 million ringgit defamation suit by a millionaire. Jomo was at the Penang Free School before joining the Royal Military College, where he was selected to be Malaysia's delegate to the World Youth Forum in 1970. Required to leave RMC for finishing his HSC in lower 6, he pursued his tertiary education on full scholarship from the universities. At Yale, he was a classmate of Nobel laureate Paul Krugman before finishing his PhD at Harvard in 1977 at the age of 25. Jomo taught at University of Science Malaysia in 1974 after his father passed away when he was 21. He later joined University Kebangsaan Malaysia in early 1977 while finishing his thesis. In mid-1982, he moved to the University Malaya, where he later led development studies before becoming professor of applied economics until November 2004. Jomo has also taught at Harvard, Yale, and Cornell universities. He was twice visiting fellow at Cambridge University and visiting senior fellow at the National University of Singapore. Jomo has authored and edited over 100 books and translated 20 volumes, besides writing numerous academic papers and commentaries for the media. He has also been in the editorial board of several academic journals. Some of his more widely read books include Malaysia's Political Economy, Rent-Seeking and Economic Development, Tigers in Trouble, Reforesting Malaysia, Globalization and Development in Sub-Saharan Africa, and Ending Malnutrition. Jomo was also the founder director of the Institute of Social Analysis, or known as INSAN, and founder chair of the International Development Economic Associates, or IDEAS. He was president of the Malaysian Social Science Association from 1996 to year 2000, and initiated the biennial International Malaysian Studies Convention. He has served on many academic and professional committees, including Malaysia's National Economic Consultative Council, and as expert consultant for numerous international education, research, and finance institutions. After having to take early retirement from University Malaya, Jomo served as the Assistant Secretary General for Economic Development in the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs from 2005 to 2012. He was then invited to become Assistant Director General of Economic and Social Development at the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations in Rome until 2015, before asking to leave to return to Malaysia. At FAO, he convened the second International Conference on Nutrition and the World Health Organization and others. Jomo was Honorary Research Director for the G24 Intergovernmental Group on International Monetary Affairs and Development from 2006 until 2012. Jomo served as advisor to Father Miguel de Escosto, the President of the 63rd United Nations General Assembly, and as a member of the Commission of Experts of the President of the United Nations General Assembly on reforms of the International Monetary Fund and Financial System, chaired by Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz, following the global financial crisis. During 2010 to 2012, Jomo was G20 Sherpa to UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and also UN G20 Deputy Minister. Now, as you know, the term Sherpa, it means the one who carries the luggage for his boss to reach the summit. Jomo currently holds the Tun Hussein On Chair in International Studies at the Institute of Strategic and International Studies in Kuala Lumpur. He is also visiting fellow at Kazana Research Institute, adjunct professor at the International Islamic University, and visiting fellow at the Initiative for Policy Dialogue in Columbia University. To sum up, Tun Chancellor, to sum up, Jomo has been an outstanding academic of international stature as well as a highly respected international civil servant who championed the interests of developing countries in the international system. He has consistently spoken truth to power, fighting injustice. It is with great pleasure that we request you, Tun Chancellor, to confer the degree of Doctor of Letters honorary causa on Jomo Kwame Sundaram.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa to Jomo Kwame Sundaram. Careful. Okay. Thank you. Well done. Thank you.
Yang Bahagia Tun Muhammad Zaidin Abdullah, Chancellor. Yang Bahagia Tan Sri Dr. Dr. Ko Sukun, Pro-Chancellor. Professor Datuk Dr. Ho Sin Chai, Vice-Chancellor and CEO. Members of the Board of Governors. Members of the faculty. Distinguished guests, graduates, family, friends, family members, friends, ladies and gentlemen, friends all. Wawasan Open University has been providing continuing education to Malaysians and others, specifically through quality distance learning. As a former university teacher who continues to inhabit the world of ideas, and this is the first time I've received such recognition in our own country, I'm deeply humbled by this honor and proud to join your community. I view this as an award, not only for the quantity of my output, but more importantly for its quality. Not only because some of it has been novel by any standards, even if I say so myself, But more importantly, it has been part of my search for truth, to speak truth power internationally as well as our own homeland. The masters of the universe have recently proclaimed that the fourth industrial revolution is upon us. This is most closely associated with artificial intelligence. This reminds us that the world will continue to change very rapidly, and soon some jobs will disappear, even as the world's population continues to grow. Life expectancy continues to rise, and more people face challenges providing for their silver years. Change in the world is continually changing, partly thanks to ongoing innovation, some planned, a lot unplanned. Most people will face growing difficulties trying to maintain, let alone improve, their standards of living. But if we recognize that the way we live, including the economy, we can all be better off with technological change. Work rendered irrelevant by industrial revolutions, mechanization, mass production and consumption, digitization, nanotechnology, and much more, allows us to deploy more human resources, hopefully more pleasurably, for instance, with more time for care work as well as creative work. In this process, let us hope that we will all avoid the third C, namely the cancer of corruption. In Korea, President Park has been replaced by President Moon after millions marched against her corruption. And we all know about how Amazing Grace Gucci Mugabe brought about the downfall of her husband, Robert, the once heroic father of Zimbabwe. Let us hope this will send a chill through the hearts, if they have any, of others who share her graceless penchant for expensive handbags and jewelry. To better prepare ourselves for this brave new world, we must reconsider our approach to knowledge and education. We need to think of education as a lifelong endeavor involving formal, non-formal, and informal education. We have to challenge our incremental or savings book approach to knowledge acquisition to begin to think of life much more dialectically, as Lao Tzu, Aristotle, and so many others have taught us. We need to discover how Socrates posed the right questions in order to collectively learn how to solve problems. The name of this university implies both vision and openness. Half a century ago, one of my teachers, Albert Hirschman, suggested that much resentment and conflict in society is due to tunnel vision, as we are mainly preoccupied with how much progress those around us in a tunnel are making in relation to us. Wawasan Open University's commitment to an open vision is therefore crucial for us to rise above the pettiness and rivalries of the moment in order to see the big picture. It is precisely this breadth of vision which gave birth to Wawasan 2020, where Malaysia once aspired to become one nation, Bangsa Malaysia, modern, developed, democratic, industrialized, not just a high-income country, which would reduce this rich multidimensional dream to simply dollars or ringgit, not common sense. Thus, and increasingly perhaps only thus, can we learn how to better prepare ourselves for the future, a world we can only try to imagine. Let me be honest, there is so much in the world today that I could not even imagine when I graduated, or even when I completed my PhD 4 decades ago. Only in this way can we better contribute to our communities, our societies, our country, the world. Congratulations, my fellow graduates, as you go forth. Collect your scrolls, as these are important reminders of your commitment and desire to learn, to critically inquire, to interrogate. But remember, like a driving license, you will still need to drive in an environment largely beyond your control. Keep your eye on the rearview mirror, but do not drive by that alone. Drive safely, but go forward, you must. Thank you.
Student Chancellor, I present candidates for the award of the Commonwealth Executive Master of Public Administration as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit every candidate to the Commonwealth Executive Master of Public Administration as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
Kan Pei Ying. Marina binti Abdul Manan. Muhammad Aini bin Wahab. Tilai Vishalini, anak perempuan Trishna Kumar.
Student Chancellor, I present candidates for the award of the Master of Business Administration in Construction Management as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit every candidate to the Master of Business Administration in Construction Management as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
Chai Kian Fui. Chang Cheong Huat. Chong Kok Hao. Fauzan Chun bin Abdullah. Hugh Kian Hei. Ho Yu Shen. Ng Xiao Ting. Tan Huang Chiu. Vijaya Kumar Shanmugan. Tun Chancellor, I present candidates for the award of the Master of Business Administration in Manufacturing and Production Management as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
Right? By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit every candidate to the Master of Business Administration in Manufacturing and Production Management as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
Chan Chi Wai. Chan Yue Lai. Chong Kian Min. Devina Chin Lee Yin. Dinesh M. Wasu. Go Yok Leong. Kek Chen Sun. Gong Ki Sun. Lai Yong Guan. Lee Boon Meng. Lee Ka Seng. Lee Tien Seng. Leong Chap Yin. Lim Chiu Liang. Lok Kim Hui. Lu Xian Hui. Chua Chong Beng. Ng Cho Seng. Ng Kok Siang. No Maisara binti Kamarudin. Omar Zohi bin Muhammad Ali. Kwa Kiet Wee. Sim Keng Hao. Suza Anate. Shutaga Punia. Tan Hui Cheng. Tan Siu Moi. Tan Wei Fei. Veloyotam V. Nanjan. Vivian Tan Sui Lo. Yo Chun Chen. Yao So Fang.
Tun Chancellor, I present candidates for the award of the Master of Education as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit every candidate to the Master of Education as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
Chiang Chun Hock. Cynthia Chu Pei Yi. Edwin Lim Chi Wei. Emil Peter Lutz Joseph. Hong Kai Lai. Lina K.V. Shankaran. Lim Yu Lien. Sahaya Sharan Lutz Sami. Sadanandan V. Saminathan. Shirley Tham. Sim Tek Hui. Song Jia Yi. Su Jiang Feng. Su Woon Chui. Teo Siu Cheat. Tina Emilia Penheiro. Yi Chi Hong. And Yo Tang Peng. Tun Chancellor, I present candidates for the award of the Postgraduate Diploma in Education as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I admit every candidate to the postgraduate diploma in education as listed in the Convocation Program booklet.
Angeline Wong Mei Sun. Christina Irene, anak Michael. Ghazali Amri bin Sanusi. Lee Kok Seong. Tun Chancellor, I present Yo Tang Peng, the recipient of the Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu Memorial Prize.
Yang amat berbahagia, Tun Chancellor Tun Muhammad Zaidin bin Haji Abdullah, Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dr. Koh Su Kun, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Board of Governors of Wawasan Open Universities and Chairman of Wawasan Education Foundation, Yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Stephen Yap, Chairman of Wawasan Open University, Sendirian Berhad, Yang berbahagia Professor Datuk Dr. Ho Sin Chai, Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Zoraini Wati Abbas, Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic and Educational Technology, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all my fellow graduates. A very good morning to everybody. It is my great honor and pleasure this morning to deliver a speech as the valedictorian of the Postgraduate Studies class of 2017. First and foremost, it is not only a graduate ceremony, but for us, the graduates, it also serves as a Thanksgiving session. On behalf of all the graduates, I would like to express my appreciation to the founders of Wawasan Open Universities who have created such a wonderful and innovative idea of open distance learning. And thanks to Wawasan Education Foundation, the philanthropists and donors of Wawasan Open Universities who have made part-time and studies affordable and accessible for us to fulfill our dreams. We must not forget to express our gratitude to our Malaysian government who have provided migrant scholarship to those who are qualified to study higher education programs. The financial assistance actually helped to subsidize part of our fees and lessen our burden. Again, on behalf of all the graduates, I would like also to take this opportunity to express our gratitude to all our tutors and course coordinators. They are fully understanding and various commitments that we have shoulder to shoulder, and we are very grateful to their patience in explaining all the theories and difficult concepts which is within such a short 10 hours tutorial sessions throughout a whole semester. They provide a lot of necessary guidance for assignments and exams and do their best to help us to pass each and every subject. Personally, I would like to thank the Almighty and my late parents who have given me life, wisdom, and guidance. Thank you, God, for everything. You make the world abound with goodness, filling it with beauty, love, and nourishment. Thank you, God, for giving me a lovely and independent son who is now sitting in this hall. listening to his mom official speech instead of the normal nagging at home. I also want to take this opportunity to express my sincere appreciation to my best friend, Eileen Wang, who has actually introduced me to Wawasan Open Universities and give me a lot of assistance, support, and encouragement in life. More importantly, my grateful thanks to her for introducing me some wonderful nutrition supplements for improving my health and memory power in my mid-40s so that I could cope with the examinations and finally pass with flying colors. Having said that, we could see that being an adult student, it is not easy because we have to take a lot of take care of our work, family, and our family and study simultaneously. It is extremely challenging, both physically and mentally. We must have a very strong determination and confidence in order to complete every course successfully. Looking back to what has happened during the last few years, I believe that most of you might have one of the following experience: burning midnight oil to read your course materials, doing research, cracking your head to amend your assignments after pulling a lot of information from the Google search result, right? Struggling with the turning in system a few hours before the assignment or project deadline, praying that there is no thunderstorm which may interrupt the internet lines, urgently writing to your tutors, please ask for extension of time. And I believe most of you have made a lot of stress crises throughout your duration of study. It is not just about what we have sacrificed, but also the sacrifices made by people around us. Our beloved spouses, children, and family members, our bosses who allowed us to take leave for examinations, our parents who actually take care of us, and also our children. We also have to focus on our studies. Although sometimes we face interruptions of online services and connectivity or administrative difficulties, the staff from Regional Central, the main campus in Penang, our tutors and course coordinators have given us the best assistance and information from time to time, with patience and tolerance, listening to our complaints. We must be grateful and not take things for granted, because everybody has sacrificed their time to help us settle the little chores and contributed immensely to our success. Without them, all of us would not be here today to commemorate our journey and celebrate our success together. I think all of them deserve a round of applause. A big thank you to Wawasan Open University for giving me the award of Tun Dr. Lim Chong Yu Memorial Prize as the best postgraduate student this year. My thanks to everyone who has contributed to my success. When I was asked to share my secret of success, in fact, there is no secret. It is just do what is right, in the right way and at the right time. Success isn't a result of spontaneous combustion. You must set yourself on fire. In short, to be successful in your studies, you need to immerse yourself with 3 P's: passion, persistence, and patience in what you are doing, together with good time management and good health. There are 3 cardinal points that I would like to share with you and highlight with you to you this morning. First, you must have passion in what you opt to do. If you have decided to do something, you must try ways and means to love it, no matter how tough it is. Your thought decides the results. Quoting a famous Steve Jobs statement, you must have a lot of passion for what you are doing because it is so hard. If you don't, any rational person would give up. If you believe that this is what you determined to do, then do it persistently and patiently without regrets. A dream doesn't become a reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. As both Bill Gates and Jack Ma acknowledge that Patience is the key element of success. Second, we must understand that part-time does not equate to spare time. A lot of part-time students unfortunately fail to complete their studies because they treat it as a spare time activity. If you do not consistently plan your learning hours as part of your daily and weekly time schedule, you are bound to disappoint yourself at the end of this academic year. Study is a tedious and meticulous undertaking. Hence, time management is crucial. You need to study consistently, follow the well-planned course materials, and do your assignments carefully. By doing so, I can assure you that you will improve your skills and knowledge through your academic learning, as well as set a good example for your younger generation, whether they are your children, your grandchildren, your nieces and nephews, and even your younger friends. I like to read a lot of motivational books because it helps me to move on when I'm facing troubles in life. Nowadays, everyone knows about Jack Ma because he is one of the richest persons in the world after becoming successful in his Alibaba e-commerce. But did you know that he used to be an English teacher and was rejected by Harvard for 10 times? He was the only applicant rejected by KFC after out of 24 job applicants, with 23 candidates being accepted, and he's the one who was rejected. Can you imagine if he was recruited by KFC and did not change his life? We would not have Alibaba today, and he might still be struggling financially and serve fried chickens to everybody. So that is the power of change. My life has undergone tremendous changes throughout the last 20 years. From a bachelor degree to a master degree in law, passing the most challenging certificate in legal practice exam in Malaysia, and being a practicing lawyer for 14 years. Having my own firm and now graduating from the Master of Education program today, as well as currently embarking on a new internet business venture. Most of my friends and clients have a lot of queries about my changes. And my answer to them is very simple. If you do not change yourself, the world will change you. But if you are not ready for the changes, you will be obsolete one day. As Jack Ma said, it is very difficult to know the outside world, but you know yourself. You know your needs and what you want. If you know myself better, I can change myself to meet the outside world. I always believe that higher education is not the privilege of those who are capable or wealthy. It is for those who are willing and want to do it. When I studied for my master's degree in law at University of Bristol in my mid-20s, you know that we were still doing the research manually in a physical library, searching case laws from the thick and dusty law reports. And I have to spend 2.5 hours taking public transport and traveling to the university for classes. 20 years later, I'm very thankful that I have the opportunity to study online. I could stay at home wearing my pajamas, sitting back and relaxing, reading the online resources easily, and attending tutorial classes using Skype communication with my tutors. Technology has changed the mood of learning and teaching. Thanks to the open distance learning program of Wawasan Open Universities, I managed to keep myself updated with the online research skills and knowledge throughout my studies. Recently, I was exposed to an online business venture which I decided to embark upon because this is an inevitable trend. But do you know that a lot of Malaysians are still out of date and afraid of technological changes? I have a dream with my team of partners. We want to educate people and help them to be successful in this new technological era, regardless of age, educational level, and financial background. I'm using all the knowledge and skills that I have learned so far to draw up a step-by-step manual for my team members, patiently explaining to them, and I'm glad that they can operate the online system and do business online. You know, our eldest team member is 70 years old, and he never had a chance to complete his primary school because of his poor financial situations when he was young. We have gained a trove of new information during our academic journey. Some we may apply directly to our job, while others may not be that applicable. However, there will be at least something that we can apply in our daily lives. By doing so, we justify the value of our scroll, which we have earned with much blood, sweat, and toil, and with the sacrifices of our beloved family, friends, and tutors. Last, but most importantly, I do hope to take this opportunity to reinforce awareness about living a healthy lifestyle to everyone here today. Nothing is more important than your body. If you work too hard, to the extent that you ignore your health and body, you will live with regrets one day, because it is the health that is the real wealth. Life is full of contingencies beyond our control, but we are in control over our own body. So stay healthy, eat more nutritiously, and have positive thinking every day so that you can enjoy life and strike a balance between our work, study, family, and personal life. Before I end my speech, once again to the Wawasan Open University's graduates of class of 2017, my heartiest congratulations to all of you. And with that, I bid you farewell and all the very best in your future undertakings. Thank you.